we are going to cover some other questions. Do you want to read this one?
Yes, I will.
All right.
It's an essay question, this one. Okay.
All right, let's read the longest question we've ever had.
Yeah, so Toby on Facebook asked, "Hi, Laura and Robin. I might have a YouTube Q&A question if there is time to answer it. I travelled the South Island and a bit of Wellington earlier this year for 2 months. It was amazing, and I definitely go back to do the North Island next February or March with approximately 2 to 3 weeks of time. I'm excited to see volcanoes and native bush or just photograph interesting things I see, so I put Taranaki and Tongariro on my list. Is it necessary / better to have a car, or are there also some transport options to visit the Egmont National Park or the Tongariro region? Do you furthermore have a few whimsical native forests that you can recommend on the North Island? Thanks a lot for the inspiration on my last NZ trip, Toby."
Nice. You know what I like about that? That this guy used our websites and videos for his previous trip, and he still come back to us. And we didn't do much of a bad job. We did kind of okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this question has 2 parts. First up, do you need a car to travel around the Taranaki and the Tongariro region? And the second, do we recommend other forests which are a bit more whimsical and fun to visit and photograph? So let's start addressing the beginning of the question, the first part of the question, which is, do we actually need a car for traveling around Taranaki and Tongariro?
I would definitely recommend taking a car to those 2 regions. Basically, the public transport will only take you to sort of the main towns. It will be very hard to access the national parks themselves and get to all those smaller walks and less. Robin just spilled water all over the place. It would be harder to get to some of the. Oh my God, Robin. It would be harder to get to some of the walks that are a little bit more off the beaten track, which definitely seems like the sort of thing that you want to do if you want to see native forests and that sort of thing. So, but in short, getting a car is necessary. I would definitely say it will make your life so much easier and give you the ultimate freedom to get to the places that you want to go.
Yeah, we find that quite a lot of the northern hike are very hard to access if you try to use public transport, and that has been. Oh, that's how you drink without spitting it everywhere. Is that how it works? Sorry, I'm learning, guys. It's being human 101 for me. So yeah, so going back to it, we do find it's a bit harder. Now, the good thing is getting a car on the north end is actually a bit easier than on the south end, because a lot of people start and finish their trip in Auckland. So there is a much bigger and larger car market over there, i.e. easier to get a car to rent, and usually prices are a little bit cheaper, especially if you do a loop and you go back to Auckland. And easier also to buy a car if you want to buy a car. But since you're traveling for only 2 to 3 weeks, don't go there, just rent yourself a car. You can get something quite cheap. And we actually do have an article on Backpacker Guide with the best car rentals from Auckland, which is very much likely where you're going to arrive. Yeah. And so we'll link to it in the description below for you. But yeah, you in luck, it's going to be a little bit cheaper to rent a car from Auckland to Auckland rather than, from Auckland down to the south end, or just staying on the south end as well. So that's the first part of your question. Definitely much better for you to have a car. On top of it, you are traveling in, February and March, so it's not even the winter, so it's going to be easy to drive on the northern end. You won't be, hitting any snow or any frost or anything like that, so it's going to be perfect.
Yeah.
Now the next question the next section of the question was to find some whimsical forests which are worth photographing and all that. So what I want to start with is that you are going to Taranaki, which, especially in the Egmont National Park, which is probably the most whimsical forest in the whole world. I just want to point out, it is amazingly
It's a bold
whimsical.
statement, but it's true.
I would stand by it. I would genuinely stand by it, guys. Watch our video of it. Check out the pictures that we have of it. It is absolutely fantastic. So you made the right choice if you're looking for a whimsical forest. I can't recommend you anything better than that. We can't recommend you anything better than that. No way, Jose.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, and also it's so whimsical, in fact, that the name of some of the walking tracks really reflect respect that. For instance, we took a trail there, which we actually have a video on, and we'll make sure to link it up in the description below. But the trail we took was called the Enchanted Track, and it did really feel like it was an enchanted track.
It's the Goblin something.
Yeah, and they have a nickname for some of the forests over there called the Goblin Forest, because it does feel like there's going to be little goblins jumping out from behind the trees, and which are all sort of winding and twisting up to the sky.
So you absolutely gonna love that. But so what we did on this one, sorry, my train of we actually just got some forest which is going to be slightly different to what you're looking at, because you don't necessarily want to come to New Zealand for 3 weeks and see the same kind of forest all the time. So we just have a selection of like really different and fun looking forests for you to look at. And it starts with the Waipua forest.
Yeah, so the Waipua forest is in the Northland region of the North Island. So that's above Auckland, sort of near the Bay of Islands. And up there, it's famous for having some of the largest trees in New Zealand called kauri trees. And yeah, they are absolutely huge, and the whole forests there are amazing. There's loads of different walks that you can do around there, quite short walks, but that's definitely going to give you some awesome photo opportunities if you can even get a photo containing those huge trees. It's usually quite difficult to do that, but yeah, Waipua Forest is definitely on the top of our list for forests on the North Island.
The redwood forest also is pretty famous. So is it the Whakarewa forest? Is that correct?
Yeah.
So it is in Rotorua, and it has really basically massive. They're redwood pine, right? I think they're called redwood. I'm not sure. But anyway, they're big, like kind of reddish, kind of big pine trees. They're huge, and it looks really awesome. And the thing with those kind of trees is that they are very acidic. So when the pines fall, it kind of makes the soil acidic. So it kind of kills a lot of the other plants that can't really grow there. So it's not a native forest, but it makes the whole forest, when you walk into it, you're just between one massive tree to one massive tree, and the rest is kind of bare. It gives a very weird, empty look to the forest. It's really cool, and if you're into your photos, you can get some really awesome one there.
Yeah. Okay, so another one which is also a plantation, it's not a native forest, but it's a very different type of forest, is the Eastwood Hill Arboretum. I always struggle saying that word. Arboretum. And this is basically the largest plantation in the southern hemisphere of northern hemisphere trees. So that's its claim to fame. But actually, it's a really awesome forest to sort of look around. There's so many crazy different types of trees there. And it does attract a lot of native birds. So if you're into any bird photography, perhaps on your travels, then you can take some awesome photos of the birds around. They even do sort of the curated tours there, so they go around in a jeep. We actually did that ourselves and did a video about it, so we'll also link that in the description below as well. But you can take a curated tour and sort of learn more about forests. It's kind of like a tree museum. It's really
quite interesting. So the next one is Sanctuary Mountain. So this is a native forest. It's basically a place where they actually have fence everywhere around, and it's a predator-proof fence, which means that no cats, no ferrets, no predators, no possums can actually get in. And that means that a lot of wildlife has been reintroduced right here and has been helped to thrive. There is kiwi birds, there is a lot of other native birds. There is even the tuatara, which is New Zealand's three-eyed lizards. Yes, 3 eyes. You can learn more about that over there. It's a really awesome place to visit. We genuinely love it so much. We have a video about it on the channel, so we'll put the link down there. And it's really awesome to visit. There's also some takahe, which has some really big blue and red birds, which is really awesome. They walk on the floor. It's a really amazing thing to visit. So Sanctuary Mountain, definitely.
Yeah. And finally on our list, we've got the Te Urewera Forest, which is the largest tract of native forest in the North Island, and it's located between the Bay of Plenty region and the Gisborne region. And in there, it's a pretty wild place to be. Most of the access to get into this forest is all gravel road, but inside the forest, there are a load of really amazing waterfalls to see, loads of different hiking trails, and and right in the centre is Lake Waikaremoana, which there is a great walk that goes around that, one of the New Zealand Great Walks. And we actually we have articles about all the different hikes you can do there. We'll link that in the description below. We also went and did a boat trip there ourselves in New Zealand's biggest gap year, where we did 365 days of 365 activities. So we'll make sure to add that video in the description below as well. But yeah, if you're really looking for a really off the beaten track adventure, then the Te Urewera National Park, or it's not a national park anymore, but the forest is really amazing.
All right, so that is our take for, well, both do you need a car to travel around those the Taranaki and Tongariro region in the Northern End, and what are some of the best and most fun looking forests in the Northern End. If you guys found that useful, like and subscribe. We are here every single week at 8 a.m. New Zealand time, every single week on Sunday at 8 a.m. New Zealand time to answer all your questions about traveling in New Zealand.